Mello like the drama. Mello, if you're watching this, stop being a pussy.
Yo, what's up, YouTube?
I'm Kevin.
And then, no, just do it again. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Kevin.
Oh man,
I'm really Ann. That's really Kevin.
I'm Kevin.
This is the Ann and Kev show, where we have a terrible fucking introduction.
Yes.
But anyways, today we're doing a different type of video, something that you never really see before. So we are probably, arguably, the biggest Knicks fans.
Biggest Knicks fan.
So we did something a little different. We never really saw this on YouTube. What you usually see, why are you boxing?
Oh, no.
What you usually see is people doing like overviews or predictions and shit. So we're gonna do a Knicks style Q&A.
Q&A.
Okay. So you got the first question?
No, you. Oh yeah, mine.
Yeah, go ahead. You got the first question.
I mean, you could go ahead and move.
No, go ahead. Do you think, Playboy? So Knicks style Q&A.
Alright, this is the first question. Boom! First question from D Money
0050.
0050. Will Ron Baker get a shot at the starting shooting guard spot, or will he be Courtney Lee's backup? Man, first of all,
Isn't he a one?
He's a 1.
Okay.
And he was signed to a 2-year $9 million deal, which
That's
we didn't.
actually.
It was a kind of a bad deal, to be honest, because we didn't sign D-Rose.
Yeah, but let me tell you something too. That's not that bad of a question as like we first thought it would be. Because think. Oh wait, that is a stupid fucking question.
Actually, we signed
Bro, we
Tim
had
Hardaway
with Courtney Lee.
Courtney Lee.
But we did get rid of Justin Holiday.
We get rid of Justin Holiday, but
He'll probably be
we still have
backup.
Damian Dotson.
Oh shit, yeah. He's a two guard, right?
He's a 2 guard, but he's probably more the athletic side.
To be honest, yeah, but the Knicks said they want to keep Courtney Lee and
Yeah, to work with that.
and Tim
But
Hardaway.
I want to ask you, who would start? Tim Hardaway, Courtney Lee, if they're both.
If Melo stays, I'm saying Tim Hardaway. They have the chemistry.
They do have chemistry.
I think.
Yeah, to be honest, because we spent a lot of money on Tim Hardaway.
But if Melo's gone and we're going with the new, I feel like Frank and Tim Hardaway would play good together.
Frank and Tim
To be
Hardaway,
honest.
but Frank might not be the starting.
No, that's what I'm saying. Off the bench.
Off the bench.
And then start whoever our guards are.
Start maybe Ron Baker. That's the question now. That was the answer to the question.
I don't think we answered that question.
Yes, we did.
At all.
First of all, he asked,
Or Ron Baker.
will Ron Baker start? No, he won't. He will start
Probably
as
not.
the 1 guard, since we didn't sign D-Rose and we do not have a current starting point guard.
Alright, there you go. Next question is from like a Bross with an R, 207. So it's, do you think, oh shit, forget that. Who do you think will be the most dominant off the bench next season? That's with the guessing lineup, of course.
Ooh, dominant off the bench
That's not a
would
bad
definitely
question.
be Frank if he comes off.
Frank, you think?
Yeah,
I
just
agree.
because if he comes off the bench, he will be the most dominant. Just because he has so much potential. Other than that,
Don't forget though, we got Kyle Quinn.
but last season he didn't really get
He
that.
put up his numbers last
He
season.
did, but
last
like-
year was one of his better seasons.
Yeah.
It's only his second season last season, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'd agree. I feel like Frank has the most not most to prove, but everybody's looking at him like, since we skipped on fucking
Dennis
Smith
which
Jr.
he
and
did have a good summers.
let's do we skip on
Malik Monk.
Malik Monk. I liked him. Alright, we got the next question.
I got it.
His name is
no. We'll leave the question in the video. So that guy,
it's out.
Days BBO _12.
Whatever.
Do you think Frank can affect the Knicks in a big way this season?
Not in a. You want to answer?
No, you can.
No, I want to hear because you know more about Frank than I do.
I actually do. Frank can affect the season.
You said can't?
Could. My bad. Could affect the Knicks in a big season just because we needed defense. That's the main thing we needed last season. Defense. That's why we were losing so much games.
I agree.
So he could affect a big way. He had a 7 for wingspan, was it?
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, he's a tall guard. I mean, that's what we needed. If we had Phil, the triangle offense would have been a little bit better, to be honest, in my opinion.
Did you see the press conference that came out a few days ago?
Scott Perry?
They said that if Frank can adjust to any play style, not just to so I'm hearing good things about him. Jeff said he's good. Jeff won a sack. That's our coach, if you didn't know. So I think, I don't think he's gonna make like a game-changing impact.
Probably gonna put up like 10 points. Probably.
I think he's gonna have a good adjusting season.
Yeah.
You know, like. I think he'll be good though. It's definitely on the defensive end. That's what we need. We need more defensive players. Alright. I guess I got the next question. The question is from Mikey Pinch 29, and it's who are you most likely going to trade Carmelo to at this point, and what are his options? So answer the second part first, because it makes more sense. What are his options? Mm-hmm. So Cleveland, Houston, and right now Portland is in the air. So who's he most likely to go to? I'll start with this one, I guess.
Yeah.
So, realistically, I think the Rockets are going to be hard to get just because they simply don't have the cap space. Same thing with the Cavs, but the Cavs could trade Kevin Love. They'll still be $5 million. That's a $5 million gap between Kevin Love and Carmelo's contract. Carmelo's getting 27. Kevin Love's getting 22. So that's possible. But also, the other very possible one is Portland.
Not go to Portland in my opinion. Definitely Houston.
I think he's gonna go to Portland. Portland or Houston.
Houston just because Chris Paul's there. There's a lot of.
But who would you rather have on your team right now, Damian Lillard or Chris Paul? I'm going Damian Lillard.
Chris Paul. Just because he's like most like a pass first point guard because he doesn't really like need to score.
What was this Houston? Oh yeah, James Harden. Oh shit, yeah. I'd probably go to Houston.
Because that's what didn't make sense when Chris Paul came to Houston because James Harden was running the one, and he did really good
at the two.
Almost got MVP.
They didn't put him at the two,
but like he's better at the one to be honest.
Okay,
he had an MVP season.
Who was two last year? Was it
I think it was Eric Gordon. Was it last year? Houston. It probably was. I don't know.
Houston got rid of a lot though. Lou Will, Trevor Ariza, or something. So I was thinking about the cosmetics of it. Like my nigga, Melo or Portland Melo jersey would be tough.
Yeah, they actually.
But Cavs, that shit is ugly as hell.
Yeah.
You got another question?
Yeah. This is a question from Devin Butler. He assaulted me on Instagram. He said he was related to Jimmy Butler, but he asked, who is your favorite player?
I gotta read that.
Yeah, please.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll read it.
Who is your favorite player?
Nice. My favorite player all time?
Yep.
Melo. Without a... There's no...
Yeah, my favorite player on the Knicks last season was Ron Baker. Just because, just because underrated, underdog, second favorite player would be like
the same person complaining about his 2-year contract.
2 years, but it was kind of overpriced to be honest.
No, not really.
I really think.
Except he's getting $4 million for 1 year.
But Ron Baker, he put up.
Yeah, he's worth like $850,000.
He is one of my favorite players. But
I like Ron Baker though.
Ron Baker, yeah.
He puts that defensive hustle into.
Yeah, that's what we needed, defense. I want him back.
Yo, him, Frank off the bench, that's gonna be a Clint lineup.
I'm telling you, Willie Herman Gomez. My word.
Yo, Kylo Quinn at the 4, Billy at the 5. Well, we got a 3. Lance Thomas at the 3. I like Lance Thomas actually. He had a good season last season. What was the question? Oh yeah, so my favorite player realistically of all time, Melo.
All time, you mean?
All time, yeah. All time.
All time, like
all time, like back to MJ, back to Bill Ruff, back to Larry Bird.
For me, realistically, Carmelo, and then going to Ewing. just because.
Ewing, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Ewing and John Starks.
90s Knicks basketball is the best.
Ewing and John Starks.
John
my
Starks,
next two.
yeah.
Fuck with John Starks.
Yeah.
Heavy. Dunk on Michael Jordan. You're. Any other questions?
And that was it.
I actually got a question. I thought of this question, not a bad question. If Melo somehow stays on the Knicks,
Yeah.
how do you think the Knicks are gonna do next season?
Melo stays on the Knicks. Boom. It would be probably a playoffs like top. Not top. Like bottom 8 to 6.
8 to
6 to 8. 6 to 8 playoff team. Just because we had Frank, KP, off season was putting in work. I think there's gonna be a lot.
Yo, he got brolic.
He did.
Yo,
He's putting in a lot of
he
work.
is. I respect his off-season grind.
Yes. And who else? Damian Dawson was probably
Yo,
a
we
steal.
didn't even sign him yet.
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we got mad bigs. We still got Noah.
We still got Noah.
Yo,
We have to keep him now because nobody
know.
really wants him. Just stay
nobody
with
wants
him.
that boo-boo ass contract.
I say just pay him off until like the last year and then
Yeah.
probably sign
What's his contract at though? What is he getting? 72 million, right?
for 18 million.
18 million a year. It's not. I would have took him on like a 2-year.
We have
36.
really-
Not even.
think-
That's still overpriced. How much cap space do we have left?
next season.
We're only at 1.5 mil, right? For this season.
I think so. I think we.
Yeah, bro. Look,
Nothing.
I think we need to create cap space.
Yeah, that's why we're
Straight
trying to trade Melo, just because this is what I do not get, and you said this too. Phil Jackson, when he was in office, Melo wanted to stay. He didn't want to waive his no trade clause. But once we get a new GM, he wants to leave, and then the new GM wants to keep Melo. Like, it doesn't make sense. If he really wanted to leave, he would have waived his no trade clause.
Melo like the drama. Melo, if you're watching this, stop being a pussy.
Melo,
Nah.
love you. Hello.
You got any questions? Any
that's
questions?
it.
If you think something real quick, you don't got nothing to- Leave your thoughts down below, comment section, questions. Any other questions, we'll probably answer.
Subscribe if you're new.
Do that. I think we should re-record this video.
Why?
No, but yeah, like, subscribe, comment.
Subscribe if you're new.
Leave your thoughts on next season down below. Any updates, we'll update you. Any rumors, any video ideas.
Since this is our first video, we always end it off with a handshake.
We got a handshake. What's the handshake?
So, KA Nation! Thinking of coming up with a new name. I'm thinking Cat with the K, K-A-N-T, Cat Nation.
You cheerleader? Alright guys, thank you for watching.
Alright, bro, what's the next video? We should bring
Yo, it's not recording.
What?
Nah, but